Hey there, my friends. Today we're going to talk about greens and a couple of greens that I think you should include in your plant-based diet. And the reason I've got the asterisk around the greens in the title is because one of them you're going to be like, well, it's not green. Is that a green? But anyhow, let's just jump right into it and I'll tell you why. The first one is purple cabbage. Now we've got green and we got purple cabbage, but purple cabbage is actually by a lot of people considered a green, or it's kind of in that, in the family. It's actually one of the cruciferous vegetables along with kale and green cabbage, Brussels sprouts, broccoli. Now, purple cabbage, I keep it around a lot, and I use purple cabbage. I eat raw purple cabbage. I like to chop it up and put it in my salads, but I also steam purple cabbage, and I eat it with some of the other things that I eat. But yeah, I try to keep ahead of purple cabbage around almost all the time. It is thought to lower inflammation. There's a lot of good markers there that suggest that it does help lower inflammation. It's a good source of vitamin C and vitamin K. Interesting, when you start looking around, I mean, probably before I came to this lifestyle, anytime I thought of vitamin C, all I thought about was citrus, oranges, eat orange juice, eat this and that. But shoot, I've already had, I had that drink that I shared, I think I shared it today or yesterday. That kiwi one. I actually have already had 4 kiwis today. 4 kiwis are crazy high, but anyway, I digress. We're talking about purple cabbage. But yeah, great source of vitamin C, great source of vitamin K. High in antioxidants, and it's actually higher in antioxidants and all these values than the green cabbage is. And one of the reasons is like I've talked about a lot about how healthy this particular compound is. I've talked about that when I'm talking about broccoli sprouts before, and that's sulforaphane. I have to think about that word before I say it, but sulforaphane. It's high in sulforaphane, and that has heart benefits and cancer fighting properties to it. So, and it's cheap. It's cheap. People are always saying this lifestyle, eating a plant-based diet is so expensive, this or that. Cabbage, it's not one of your sexier greens. It's not like the kales, and it's not like the arugulas and all these fancy things, but it's a good solid one. And hey, don't discriminate. Have the purple, but also get the green as well. I like to have the green from time to time myself. Now the second one is one that I grew up on. It's from these parts, and up until I don't know how long ago, collard greens kind of became a little bit more mainstream. Yankees started eating them, people in other parts of the country, but this is what we grew up on. That's in fact, a lot of the cooked food that I eat is just an extension of the good food that I grew up on here. God knows here in the South we ate a lot of bad food, but in the summer times we ate a lot of vegetables, and they've included greens, collard greens, turnip greens. We had sweet potatoes, we had corn, we had squash, we had black-eyed peas, we had all that good Southern food. But I never realized, I always just thought of collards as just something that was a side on a meal, and you put a little hot sauce on there and ate them with everything else. But the collards are like probably one of the healthier greens out there. They're an excellent source of vitamin A, vitamin C as well. Calcium, very good source of calcium. A cup of collard greens, I think they're about 15% of your daily recommended needs for calcium. And calcium, collard greens, like the purple cabbage, is another really inexpensive vegetable. Now I get mine already bagged. A lot of people, I can buy them at the markets here and do all that cleaning, but there's a lot of cleaning to collard greens. And I should probably mention that for the collard greens, if you're fully raw out there, you don't need to buy the cooked food. No, probably not going to get that much of the value of the collard greens, because you're not going to eat a lot of collard greens raw. I see people, and they do make good, outer surfaces for wraps, but that's basically going to be one leaf. That's not that much. I did make a smoothie one time. I made a collard green smoothie just to kind of have a redneck smoothie, but didn't taste all that good. Those collards are really earthy in a smoothie. So yeah, I usually steam some. I'll usually have some steamed collard greens 3 or 4 times a week at a minimum. Yeah, probably about 3 or 4 times a week. I'll usually have purple cabbage 3 or 4 times a week, but just two of those things that I like to include in there on a regular basis. And you know, once again, if you're not eating any of the cooked, maybe chop up your collard greens finer and put them in salads. But for the purple cabbage, that I always put some purple cabbage in my salads. Have been doing that for a long time. And I think, and this will be the end of it right here, is I was also looking at a website on microgreens the other day. In fact, I need to get another batch going. It's been almost a month or so. And I didn't know you could get purple cabbage microgreens, so I might even add that to the mix. But give them a try. Let me know what you think. Tell me some of the ways that you cook and eat them. And have a good day. Peace.